Today, a traditional Secretary of State might have called a news conference to address at length the near civil war in Ukraine, or the challenges we face in Syria and Iraq, or Iran's nuclear program, even the problems in Venezuela. A real Secretary of State would focus on the real world. Instead, we have a Secretary of State who says the biggest threat we face is global warming. I want you to hear it again.
In a sense, climate change can now be considered another weapon of mass destruction, perhaps even the world's most fearsome weapon of mass destruction.
That statement is delusional. It's perfectly fine if you're in the U.S. Senate, which has 100 members, and any one can be randomly weird. But delusional thinking is totally inexcusable for any Secretary of State.
Well, we're going to fight today because I think that you're wrong to jump on him about this. First of all, I've worked on this issue, as you know, for 10 years of my life. Climate change is a super serious issue. The Pentagon says it's super serious. The CIA says it's super serious. And I'm surprised that you, in particular, you are one of the most pro-science people in public life. Here you got somebody trying to elevate science to the global discourse. He's right to raise this stuff. And I think you're wrong to jump on him.
Look, if you read the actual speech,
which I had done.
We're not talking about his sentiments, we're talking about the speech. Okay, in a world where you have potential civil war in Ukraine, several thousand nuclear weapons in Russia, several hundred nuclear weapons in China, over 100 nuclear weapons in Pakistan, a North Korean and Iranian effort to get nuclear weapons, to suggest that global climate change is anything comparable to the threat of nuclear weapons?
Well, first of all,
I think I use the word delusional deliberately. I think it's really, literally out of touch with the real world.
Well, the Pentagon disagrees with you, and I'll tell you somebody else who disagrees with you. There's a guy named Newt Gingrich who disagrees with you. I want you to hear yourself talking about this very issue just a few years ago.
What would you say to Senator Inhofe and to others in the Senate who are resisting even the science? What's your message to them here today?
My message, I think, is that the evidence is sufficient that we should move towards the most effective possible steps to reduce carbon loading of the atmosphere.
And do it urgently, now.
And do it urgently, yes.
Now, I love this Newt Gingrich guy. He's great. Now, I would hate, he was talking to somebody who used to be called a flip-flopper. I would hate to think that Newt Gingrich is now competing with John Kerry for the title of flip-flopper in chief.
Not at all. The difference between a conversation, a debate that was in a Senate hearing room, talking about taking, I used the word effective steps.
Sure.
And suddenly elevating this. I'm happy to say this is a serious topic. We ought to debate seriously and look at things. To then elevate that to more important, remember the phrase he uses is very clear. That's why the speech matters. It's not a press release. He says this could be the biggest mass threat to the planet.
Perhaps, he says.
And it's just
we're
not true.
We're going to be fighting tonight, but we got